What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Respectfully. I'm your host, Cam Farmer, and today I have a very special guest with me today. Somebody I went to high school with, Grovetown High School, all the way in Augusta, Georgia. I've interviewed his teammates. He's a basketball player, one of the lead basketball players on the Grovetown men's basketball team. 2007, from when he was a freshman up until he was a senior in high school. I have Mr. Manny Bryson the third. What's up, my guy?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm good, man. I appreciate you for carving out some time in your schedule to speak with me.
Most definitely, most definitely.
I wanted to kind of, before we get into what I would like to get into, I kind of just want you to, one of the things that I do with my guests uh is that I would like for them just to talk a little bit about themselves, just so our audience can get a true idea, a true picture of who you are. Obviously, being on this podcast, it's primarily student athletes, so to speak, or former student
Right.
athletes, and everybody. I really want people to see the human, and see the person outside of the athlete. So yeah, man, just talk about where you're from, how you got into the game of basketball. Yeah, just talk a little bit about yourself.
Yep. So my name's Emanuel. I go by Manny. Yeah, from Augusta, Georgia. Lived in Georgia all my life up until transitioned into college. But yeah, I started playing basketball probably around 3 or 4 ish. My dad he's a ref and around the CSRA and stuff like that. So basketball was just kind of just there. So I played basketball, baseball, and ended up playing football my senior year of high school. But I always knew basketball was my true passion, and so that's just been kind of my why. Yeah, since I was like 4 or 5. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually, you being from Georgia, us, literally growing up in the same city since we were young.
Mhm.
I didn't really know who you. I didn't really get the chance to know who you were
Right.
until like high school. My first year of Grovetown, because I transferred from Evans,
Right.
so my first year of Grovetown was at 10th grade, which was 2016. So that was your junior year.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. No, and so I sat with, for those of you that don't know, Manny and I, we have mutual friends. So uh, Malcolm Wallace, Nick Tolbert, Calais Watson, who are also a part of that, of his basketball team. We sat at lunch together, so we would always talk about basketball, just kind of dissect the game. And they were always talking about Manny, 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 and I'm like, who's Manny? Like, I didn't want to now. But for the viewers out there, I did not want to put a name to a face. I didn't want to, make it seem like Manny is not black. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to do that. So I was like, nah, man, he's probably black. You know what I'm saying? And so next thing you know, I'm watching these highlight videos, huddle. I look at the roster and I'm like, oh, Emmanuel. Oh,
Yeah.
that's Manny. He's 5'10, 5'11. He's probably got the highest verts in all of Grovetown, probably in all of Columbia County. So it's like, that's who that is. Okay, got you. Um, so, obviously I mentioned that Malk and Nick and Calais, like y'all were all on the same basketball team. Kind of talk about what it was like to play, and put on for Grovetown, put on for Augusta, put on for your family, stuff like that.
No, it was it was always fun, because we were always tight knit family. Like we hung out pretty much, what I'm saying, every day, and playing basketball. Obviously, it when it came down to it, it was kind of just us. We felt like it was just like us versus everybody because we were kind of, what I'm saying, our junior year was the year where we won like what 5 games,
Yeah.
and so it was just kind of like, oh yeah, they're the butt of the region, this, that, and the third. So it was just, we always like kind of stuck together and stuff like that. So I think that's what kind of gave us our edge our senior year.
Yeah. No, I agree. I remember uh it was baffling to me, specifically for your junior year, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm in gym class with Eric because it was you, Calais, Nick, or Nick. Was Nick on the team? Was he on the team then? or that wasn't until his
Yeah,
senior year?
he was. I believe he was. Yeah, Nick was on the junior year. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, yeah. Nick was on there, and then you had no, Traylon didn't come until his senior year.
yeah,
So
senior. Yeah.
yeah, Traylon was there his senior year. Basically, you had a lot of talent on that team,
Oh,
and
most definitely.
it was baffling to me how y'all had like less than 10 wins, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, that can't be right. You know, I know I play with some of them in gym class, and they be scorching the non-athletes.
Oh,
So it's like, what are we talking? Like, what are we doing?
yeah.
And so, but then when y'all got to your senior year, so 2017, 2018
Mhm.
season, that's when y'all really put folks on notice. What was that senior season like? Like what was the, I don't want to say aura, but like
Yeah.
what was the environment like for your senior year?
It was different. Like we all really wanted it. Like that 5 year that 5 win season was like, it was kind of like a wake up call. At the same time, it was just like that's not us. Like we way better than 5 wins. You know what I'm saying? So, and, with Jelani coming, he was a new addition. He was a
Yeah.
pass first point guard. I mean, that was perfect for Eric and Nick. Nick, catch and shoot. Eric really catch and shoot at the time. So like that was kind of like a perfect combination, and we just wanted it. Like it was like we really wanted to go get it senior year, and that's just what we did.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. You know, you talked about how when Jelani had transferred, because he came from Aquinas, I believe, Aquinas
Yeah.
High School. And so when he transferred to Grovetown, and you talked about how it really opened the door up for you, Nick, and Eric, specifically Eric, because catch and shoot,
Hmm.
Eric was like, I've seen some of his highlights, and I'm like, oh, like that's a Klay Thompson move type of, Steph Curry type of player right there, just catch and shoot. And Eric he can
Yeah,
create
he
his own
created.
shot.
Yeah, most
You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely.
he can create his own shot. But like I'm looking at the stats, like Jelani led your team in assists per game. So I was like, oh, well, that's different. And
Yeah.
obviously, and the thing is, like you, Eric, and Nick were the leading scorers of that team as well. So that makes perfect sense. Um uh what was I was told last year, if I remember correctly,
Hmm.
you all had a meeting at McDonald's.
Yeah.
uh, you
Yeah.
guys had a meeting at McDonald's, and when I was told that, and I'm gonna let you tell that story, but when I was told that, I was like, oh, like the situation was a lot deeper than what it
Mm.
is. If members are like and obviously in the realm of pro sports and collegiate sport, or pro sports rather, we always see that, oh, teams have player only meetings, right?
Yeah.
I've
Hmm.
never heard of high school players having team only or player only meetings, period. Especially when the coach doesn't like know that is happening.
Yeah.
So what went on? Like what transpired in that meeting? Because I know it was you, Nick, Calais, Jelani, Eric. I want to say was a mill there as well?
I believe Emil was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened, or what just talk about like what went on throughout that meeting, so to speak. Like
Man, it's
what like
crazy because that was
how
that
did it
was a
come about?
long time ago, bro. Like, what I'm saying? That was like we're talking now from like what 6 7 years past.
Yeah.
Dang, that was a while ago. But yeah, the meeting was just, if we want to win, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Like we had a lot of, a lot of disagreements with, Coach Epps and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
we just did not agree with anything with the coaching staff. What's going on? We honestly were losing games,
Yeah.
because of it. I mean, last year, that junior year we did more bickering back and forth with the coaching staff than playing basketball. So
Wow.
like so that's kind of what it, and we just had a come to it moment where we were just like, look, we gotta do what we gotta do to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really what transpired in meeting. Like, what do we have to do to get us back on track? Because we are well above a 500 team. Like we could go all the way if we wanted to for sure. So
Yeah.
like it was just like, all right, it's time to go get it.
Yeah. No, I agree. and I'm gonna let you tell the story. Obviously, it's no secret that last year I had Nick Tolbert,
Yeah.
Malcolm Wallace, and Calais Watson on, kind of talking about the impact that Coach Epps had on your team. And this isn't to bash Coach Epps
Yeah.
whatsoever. Um, but I do think it's important to know that high school coaches truly have a lot more power than they think when it comes to the progression of their basketball players' career. Um, there was a lot that went on. You know, and I'm looking at your region, the region championship against Heritage. Y'all lost that game by 2. And y'all like and I was like, wow, like they're really gonna because when y'all beat a Greenbrier. I want to say y'all beat wait, hold on. You beat okay, so first you beat Greenbrier,
Mm-hmm.
then you beat Lakeside. You
Yeah.
beat Greenbrier and Lakeside by 10 plus points. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're serious for real. And then y'all go to Heritage, and then y'all
Mhm.
lose by 2. So
Yeah.
as I'm trying to pull up the stats for y'all aren't in. Like the individual stats on Max Preps aren't
Mm-hmm.
in. So was it like how did that affect your confidence? Like how did the lack or the inability of the coaches affect your confidence in playing if it did?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, it really didn't affect my confidence. It's just more of the sort of the fact like we were we just felt like we were kind of on our own in a sense, like because obviously all of us we had aspirations to play college basketball. Like it's no secret, we all want to hoop.
Yeah.
So it's just it was kind of just like damn, like do they really want us to go play because we didn't. I don't think I don't think any of us really even had a conversation with Coach Epps about just our aspirations as far as going to play college ball. Like there was no push for us. Like it was just no like I'm not saying that he didn't care, but it's just like to the point where it's just like, damn, like do you want us to play college basketball? So like I think we all had to kind of do that on our own to get where we're at. And like it is diminishing though to like not your confidence to play, but just like, you know what I'm saying, looking up to somebody and as they're supposed to be the leader of the team and it's just that they're not producing what they should be producing. Because as a high school coach, your job is to get your players. Obviously, you know, we want to learn, grow the game, you know, become better people at the end of the day. But at the same time, like we're here to play college basketball. Like that's what we're working towards. And you know, there was never any a conversation, you know, had with the team. I don't even know if it was individually. Like it's just like there was no push for us to play college basketball. It was just he didn't help us at all in that aspect.
Yeah, I remember last year. I hate that I keep going back to last year, but that's kind of like what I remember, so to speak.
Yeah.
I was told that there wasn't an effort to put you all in various like camps and so to speak, like where y'all compete against different
Yeah.
teams, you know, in the state, y'all compete against
Mhm.
different teams in the country and stuff. So it's like your first chance of playing basketball throughout the entire year was October, you know,
Yeah, it was a little late for
a
sure.
little late for sure. So what how did that affect your family? Like when they saw that you like you were a top player on your team, you were a leader amongst your team.
Mhm.
And how did that how did their inability to coach not just the game, but also to truly be an advocate for you, how did
Mhm.
that affect your family, so to speak, knowing how much they put into you, knowing how much time and money and effort they put into helping your career get to the next level?
For me, for my parents, it's always been they've always preached to me control what you can control. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't control what he does or how he coaches, how he thinks. You can't control that. You got to only can control what you control. So they've always just told me just keep working. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they helped me out as well, like looking at different schools, putting me in the right position. As far as summer basketball goes, put me in the right position to be seen, you know, with AAU and things like that. Taking me on visits, going places, you know. So like when I came to my visit out here, you know, miss a little bit of school, but I mean, to fly out here and experience this, and and eventually it being my home is kind of surreal. But it control what you control. That's all I've been taught, and my parents, um, obviously they go to bat for me all the time. I had like a highlight video slash kind of like documentary done, like a little video done with me speaking, my dad speaking, and coaches speaking as well. Because that all goes a long way when it comes to recruiting. The coach got to be able to see that you're somebody that's coachable and things like that. So I think my parents have just had my back the whole time. Control what you control, and they've done as much as they could to help me, get to where I'm at today. So
Yeah. No, that's love. That's love. And I can't imagine how, parents felt seeing that their child and their dream, in a way
mhm.
was, it was a, I wouldn't say it was sabotage, but it definitely got taken advantage of, in a negative way. And
Yeah.
so I really hate that for y'all, for real, because I know how much work y'all put in, and I know how much, because I know every, like, that year, that's because that was your senior year. Everybody was talking about Evans. Everybody was talking about,
Lakeside.
Lakeside. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. Like, because they were a great team.
Yeah.
In and of itself. But everybody didn't. Y'all were a scrappy team, and y'all competed
Hmm.
with, y'all beat Lakeside by 11 points. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, 21. No, it was 11 points. So y'all were a force to be reckoned with, for sure. Um, what was what what was something that you wish that you would have seen Grovetown achieve before you had, before you, Nick, Eric, Calais, Emil, Jelani, before you all had graduated? What was something that you all wished to have seen Grovetown achieve, uh, before you all had went your separate ways?
Man, shoot, I want to see Grovestown. I want a state championship.
Yeah,
I want the state championship most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
But if that coming into getting to that state championship game or maybe even the Final Four, I mean, we made it to the Elite Eight.
yeah. Y'all
So
did.
I mean, that was pretty far, but we definitely could have went further. But I think more so just a media presence, and the crazy thing about it actually picked up when we left. So there was more of a media presence when we left. If we would have had maybe a little bit more media presence, games, being recorded, highlight tapes and things going like that, game film, it definitely would have been different. I think it would have been a lot easier for us, all of us, to find a team and go play for in college. You know what I'm saying? It would have definitely had more eyes on us because that year we were playing good basketball. So
Y'all were.
if we had a little bit more eyes on us, I think it would have been a little bit different. But so yeah, media presence would definitely be something, and then making it to that state championship game.
Yeah. No, I when you said media presence, my mind immediately went to Justin Brosmer and Carlos Rodriguez, who both
Hmm.
do creative for different high
Yeah.
school teams in college. And I'm
Hmm.
like, man, like, they would have been perfect for y'all. I think we probably would have been the first school to truly have, like, that creative,
Yeah.
that creative videography for players and stuff like that, for you
Mhm.
guys, because y'all truly were a team. And the reason why I'm interested in having you guys on this podcast is because a lot of people forget what y'all did, and a lot of people
Right.
forget that y'all were really a great team. And it sucks because I really wanted to see y'all win just as much. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Hmm.
because I sat at the lunch table with y'all, and every time I heard, man, Coach Epps is this, Coach Epps is that, man, Coach Epps he doing way too much. I'm like, dang, this is a lot deeper than what I had initially thought it was.
Yeah.
If y'all are talking about this coach every single day and what he did wrong, and so yeah, man, I truly hate that, but I think there's a silver lining, you know what I'm saying? And with
Mhm.
all of that, what would you think, or what would you say was the silver lining, you know, with you that that revealed itself to you, so to speak, in the like when everything else around you felt like, man, we could have done this, we should have done
I
that. What was the silver lining to you?
think the silver lining is it wasn't personal, but it felt personal. Like when you put so much work in and so much time and effort into something, and for the full energy not be focused on getting you to your goals and meeting your goals, it definitely feels personal, especially when you put your time and effort into something and it feels like we're not really getting anything out of it and it feels like it's just us. So it definitely felt a little bit personal. And it may not have been personal. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it felt because what I'm saying, when you put the time and effort into stuff like that's because that's our why. Like we,
Right.
we want to play basketball, so yeah, it just felt a little personal, but then again, at the end of the day, like I said, you got to control what you control, and I feel like we did that. You know, I feel like we definitely did that. We put our season into our hands, and we played hard for each other. So
Yeah. And y'all were in the region championship when y'all decided to take control for real. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so there was a quote. Um it caught me off guard when I seen it, because I'm thinking to myself, well, dang, like I didn't intend for none of this to happen. I was just sitting
Mhm.
here trying to tell people stories. I'm
Right.
trying to facilitate a platform to help people change, tell their stories. There was a quote uh, that I saw. It was by a mutual. I'm not going to mention his name. You know who he is. Coach Epps stated, "I'd rather go 0-30 and be great than be 30-0 just to be good." Manny, what does that mean? That's an honest question.
Like,
I ain't
it
never heard that quote
is
in my life.
is bro. When he said it, it was just like we all looking at each other like, what? You know what I'm saying? But I I don't know because we weren't like when every like the things that he was saying,
Yeah.
like I'm telling you, we was checked out, bro. Like it was us, literally the team. So we was checked out, and I guess whatever he wanted us to be doing, you know what I'm saying. He thought that was what he thought was that was you know to be great, but then again, like we there to win games and be seen. You know what I'm saying? So losing, I don't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like no one
Yeah.
wants to lose, but it was just kind of baffling. Like we just looking around, just like, huh? Like so, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had to ask because um I just had to ask because you know what I'm saying? I've never heard. I mean, maybe he knew what he was talking about, and that's okay. Like
yeah,
30-0. I mean, who wouldn't want to be 30-0? That's a
right.
that's that's a key to the national championship right there, bro.
But
Like,
like so it's crazy because I've seen it like full circle. Like once we get into talking about Midland as well, like
yeah.
when it comes down to coaching, and like I coach now right now, so like I can kind of see like how your perspective will look. I'm not justifying that quote, but it's just like, but you know what I'm saying, like when you're coaching, like it's literally your way, like you want everything done your way.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So but like it's just that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like because just because everything's not done your way doesn't necessarily mean it's the wrong way. It's just not the way you wanted it to go. But like when you have a team full of athletes like that, we is, you know what I'm saying, like that's just not like, no. Yeah, we was, and like the crazy is the thing about it is like when he's like before he even said that, like like I said, we were already checked out, bro. We was,
Dang.
like I said, it was just us, and we were there to play basketball for each other. And when he said that, it was just like yeah, yeah, it's us for sure.
Was this before or after y'all went to McDonald's to have that team meeting?
God, it's been a minute. I don't remember if it was before or after,
Yeah.
but I mean, we even after that 5-1 season, like we like it, and especially going into the summer where we're repeating the same stuff over and over and over. It's just like, how do we get better from here? because like we summertime we're all focused with our AAU teams and stuff like that. So
Right.
there was really no like, you know what I'm saying? So like we all on separate teams, and some of us played together. Nick ended up playing with us for a little bit too. I mean, him playing on the same team
Yeah.
for a little minute. Eric played a little bit too with us as well. So yeah, I mean, we kind of built chemistry that way too. But at the same time, like there was no like team aspect for like summer and things like that. So I think we were already just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, kind of over it.
Wow.
But we knew we
Wow.
wanted to win, though. You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't
Right.
like we was done with back. Like obviously we out there playing. Like we not finna. You know what I'm saying? Like last year that can't happen again.
Right. Right. No, and it's crazy because it's like I really like the initiative that y'all took to continue to enhance your visibility to scouts and stuff like that, because that is not on the players to do. In a way, like how the way I see a high school coach, I I'm going to implement some sport management.
Hmm.
I look at a high school coach like an agent. And the agent obviously is the one that negotiates the contracts. They're the one that promotes the visibility. They're the one that does the marketing. They do all these things to make sure that the players are acquiesced properly.
Hmm.
When a high school coach during the summer, at least for me, obviously y'all already had the chemistry because y'all already had the bond. Uh, and it's dope to know that y'all were in the same classes as well. That truly enhanced your bond as well. So, as a high school coach during the summer, reps, reps, reps. So that means not only playing against each other and practicing against each other, but also playing against other teams that and I personally feel like if you play against teams that were a little bit more stronger, that would enhance your like y'all's play
Hmm.
in the region. In my opinion, at least that's what I think. Because I think what I've learned is like when you surround yourself with people that are a little bit more experienced or they're a little bit more developed than you and stuff like that, it only makes you better so that you can help others develop themselves, so to speak. So I
Hmm.
look at it as I look at a high school coach as an agent. Like y'all are also the general managers, so to speak,
Hmm.
because y'all are making sure that the players are acquiesced, that they're accommodated. And the fact that y'all took the initiative to truly enhance your visibility and still take initiative when even when y'all could have been on vacation, y'all didn't have that to do. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely commend y'all for that because it's not easy. That's discipline. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna lie. That's true discipline. But what's my last question before we shift gears? You
Hmm.
going into Midland. What's one thing that you were most proud of while you played for Growtown? Because I know we talk about the negative aspects of
Hmm.
unfortunately your time playing there. But what was a few positives that came from you playing with those group of guys and playing at Growtown?
It was. The positive is like we all still keep in contact somewhat. Like obviously I'm way out the way. I'm 17, 17 and a half hours away. So
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
just talking, it gets hard, to keep in touch with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's kind of busy. I just finished school not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So we get life is life. So it's gonna be hard to connect with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think a positive is just like friendships, because like when I come back home, I'm still talking to Nick and them, and we go play basketball and stuff like that. So I
yeah,
think the family aspect was good, and I would think a positive would be, I played three sports, so like I think just like having a whole bunch of friends, like you never know, like because what I'm saying, my first 3 years at Grovetown, I didn't play football, and then,
Mhm.
I ended up playing my senior year, and we went to what was it, Sweet 16,
316.
ended up losing
Yeah,
to Lee County. But like that felt like, I don't know, like it just hurt me a little bit more when we lost, because like what I'm saying, you surrounded yourself with those group of people you don't normally kick it with all the time. Like y'all might be friends outside of football, but sharing the same locker room, seeing each other day in and day out, working hard and stuff like that and grinding, is a little bit different.
yeah,
So you see a different side of people, and I think that was definitely a positive from going to Grovetown as well.
yeah.
And
That's
then
love.
even with baseball, just
Yeah,
switch the demographic a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was only what? I think like three or four of us black guys on the team.
Yeah.
Me, Terrell, X, and
Was
Malik.
yeah.
Yep. So like it was just, you know what I'm saying, and we kind of had a similar situation baseball with Coach Wallace and stuff like it. You know what I'm saying. So it's just it's just different because you form that bond with a group of guys. So it's I think that was probably the plus side of just forming relationships that last a lifetime.
Yeah. Nah, that's love, bro. I ain't know baseball had a bad coach either, bro.
He wasn't a bad coach, but we got into it.
Dang.
Yeah, there was yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's like a little trickle down effect. God.
I
Like,
feel like all of when we were there, I think like we had a lot of great athletes,
yeah.
but like we talked about before, media presence. If there was just a little bit more media presence, at these games. I know we didn't have TikTok or whatever back then. I don't know, but I mean, we had Instagram, you had
Yeah.
Twitter, like what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So just a media presence too. I think sports wasn't really focused on enough.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like trying to get people places where they want to go.
yeah.
Like there's probably a lot of athletes that came through Grovetown that probably could have played college football, basketball, baseball, or whatever sport they play, but what I'm saying, they didn't have what I'm saying, they didn't have the people behind them to push them to, get to where they need to be. So I think that's something that's got to probably change in the high school system, especially with people who are serious about playing college sports.
Do you think that's another positive of having NIL? When you have like obviously you have if you have an NIL agency, they're backing the high school athlete and they're like, hey, go
Yeah,
here, go there.
yeah, because money play a big role into that. You gotta have the right
Yeah.
equipment, record. You gotta have people to edit the videos and stuff like. But Grovetown has a AV Tech class. I was in it, so
What?
like that. They have an AV Tech class. Yeah, I was literally in it. So like we're taught how to
What?
edit and stuff like that. So
I didn't
which is
I didn't
crazy.
know that.
Yeah, yeah. But I think NIL is definitely, what I'm saying, if you're good enough and you get NIL, that brings a lot of spotlight to the school and a lot of revenue in. And
Yeah.
once revenue's flowing, then the ball gets to going rolling a little bit. So
Yeah. No, I had to ask because you said the AV tech. I'm like, whoa. Wait, hold up. Was the teacher the guy that whenever we had pep rallies, he was constantly walking around the gym? Like he had
yeah, he had the little glasses with the little headset thing on. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I was wondering who he was. I'm like, bro, sit down, bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what we doing? Like, hold up, what we talking about? Okay, that makes perfect sense. So when you mentioned the AV Tech class, y'all could have really leveraged that class to kind of like start the process of your visibility, so to speak.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
get hard because like the kids in that class, man, they weren't coming in those sporting events. The thing about it is you got to get people there. You got to get people there to record. Like
yeah,
there was they had some football games that they recorded, but it was like what I'm saying. You need somebody on the outside basically to
yeah,
come in. You know what I'm saying? And I see that a lot. In college, obviously you got more resources, but there's a college out here that there's somebody on the outside. He's not directly involved with the school, but he just enjoys coming to the games. He records, takes pictures, and he sends it out free. Doesn't even charge, but obviously like for the individual stuff he'll charge, but for school promo, what I'm saying, he easily done. So, but colleges is different though. You got people like that record the games. You got Synergy,
yeah,
Huddle, all those different apps and stuff like that. So
yeah, yeah, man. I wish Carlos and Justin knew what they wanted to do when they was like in
yeah,
eighth grade, bro.
and I've
Like
been seeing Carlos and Justin. Hey, they nice with it now.
they
Hey,
nice.
Malcolm nice with the
Mount,
camera too. I gotta
I was going
tap in with Malcolm when I get back. Most definitely.
bro. I was about to say Mount too, because we also had there's another guy, Jordan Bola. He went. I don't know if you know who he is, but he went to
Yep,
Grovetown.
I know.
Jordan
Yeah,
Bola.
I know
He
who
went.
Jordan is. Yep.
Yeah, he nice with the camera too. Like, bro. And thank God I didn't start this podcast in high school, because I promise you, like I know y'all would have been saying some unfiltered, I, you know what I'm saying. like especially y'all senior year. And I'm like, hey man, so like, what's going on with y'all? Like, y'all good? Y'all like, nah, man, this nigga, this nigga, he don't like us and stuff like that. And I'm like,
Hey, look.
yeah, yeah, man. But yeah, I really do wish y'all did have the media presence as well. I mean, thankfully they have it now. Obviously, they won a state championship 3 years
Yeah,
ago. Hopefully, they've been like in the Elite Eight,
they're good.
Final
Yeah.
Four like every year since then. So, but I just wish that we could go back in time and truly like shoot and like you know see you guys play one more
Mhm.
time because y'all was that team. I don't think, and that's why again like people see the championship team that won in 2021. They didn't see it. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real. Grovetown was like the Atlanta Falcons, bro. Like this is the one year. This is the
it
one
is.
year our like the fans, bro. We had a great football team, but damn, we ain't win. And like we had some,
Boy,
obviously, you know what I'm saying. Like it was tough, bro. It was tough.
they put him in the Hall of Fame too. We ain't gonna talk about that though.
They put who in the Hall of Fame?
Matt Ryan. Hey, he got inducted into the Falcons. That was the last home game. Who did they play? It wasn't the Eagles. It was
Was it? Oh, it was Tampa Bay.
Tampa. Yep.
It was Tampa Bay. Yeah,
Yep.
gang. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that, bro? Ever since the Falcons they've been progressing like each week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real, bro. I respect Matt Ryan. I respect him to the utmost. I ain't thought about that dude, bro.
Nah.
Sometimes I'd be forgetting. I'd be forgetting that he was a quarterback for real.
I know we got Kurt.
We got Kirko now. You know
Got
what I'm saying?
Kurt.
Hey, listen. When they play on Sunday, you like what I'm saying. You gonna see a reel pretty soon. So
Yeah.
just be ready. You know how I feel about the Falcons. So
No, I fought with Kurt now.
you know Kirk him, bro. Like
Trying to tell
he's
you.
he's that guy, bro. He's that guy. But yeah, man. For the sake of time, we're just gonna go ahead and shift gears, man. Obviously, when you graduated, you had already committed to Midland University, which is
Mhm.
in Nebraska. Talk about that transition period. Like what was it like? And you could just talk about the demographics before you get into basketball.
Yeah.
What was it like when you
Man.
first like what was the first feelings like when you were in Nebraska and you're not in Augusta anymore?
Bro, it didn't kick in until my parents like left. Until
Mm.
they left. So, I move in, what I'm saying? They stay for like a day or two and then they gone. Bro, it didn't kick in until I laid in that in that dorm room that first night. That first night. Laid in that dorm, I'm like, damn. I'm really out here by myself for real.
Yeah, bro.
And so
Yeah.
it was crazy too because like in the city that I was living in, it's like 25 minutes outside of Omaha.
Okay.
So it's called Fremont.
Mhm.
And so and it's a lot of trains, a lot of trains that go through there. And then they got like a chicken factory and it's like a dog food plant that processes dog food and stuff like that. So when you get up in the morning and go outside, boy, that smell is horrendous.
Oh yeah, you in Nebraska for real, G.
Yes, bro. On straight cornfields. We riding up there. I'm like, man. I'm like contemplating, like, damn, like, why am I here for real? Just seeing all this cornbread, and it's just flat land, bro. It's just
Yeah.
flat. There's nothing out there. But the city of Fremont wasn't. It ain't. It's. It wasn't like small, but it was like it's a bigger kind of city, but
Right.
not bigger than Omaha.
Right.
But it just was. I don't know. It's different. It was just
Yeah.
different. It just I. And then when you get to meeting everybody, it's like, damn, where am I at for real? Cause like I didn't, bro. And the crazy thing about it, bro, I didn't. The only black people I saw was the couple that was on the team. Was like it was like, damn me, EJ. It was like four of us. You know what I'm saying? So cause we got to campus early. It was a bridge thing for out of state kids. Like we got there a little bit early.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just viewing the campus, getting to know the town and stuff, and meeting some of the professors and stuff like that. Bro, I didn't see no black people till I met the football team, bro. Man, it was. I was just sitting there. I'm like, but the crazy thing, but Grovetown was so diverse, bro. Like it wasn't like it was
Yeah.
nothing new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It
Facts.
wasn't nothing new. Like I played baseball. Like I've been the only black kid on the team before. Like it wasn't nothing new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it was just different. Like knowing like you 17 and a half hours away from the house, and the only thing you can do is call people because you
Nah.
don't know nobody at that point. Like I don't know a single person.
Right.
Like everything's completely new. And just kind of finding my way. It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was hard,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna say it was easy either. Like I definitely had my days where I was like, man, fuck this. I'm going to that. I'm going home. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't too bad though. I'm still here. God got me out here for a reason. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I seen you, you doing your thing, man, and just, putting on for your family, putting on for Augusta. And I know it's not easy. And I honestly, bro, I feel like I'm gonna experience it, some point in my
mhm.
life. But you have that experience now where you've left everybody, you left your friends, you left your family, everything that you knew, and you're in a whole new environment. And bruh, I
Mhm.
know, like, is this scary at night? Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it's Fremont. Fremont. I know the way you talked about Fremont, and they have chicken factories and dog plants and stuff like that. It doesn't really sound like it's a big town.
It's not a huge town, but like it's I think it's like I don't know what to compare it to. It's honestly kind of like Grovetown.
Yeah.
If you think it's kind of like Grovetown, they got Walmart, Baker's, Hy-Vee, like got a little sports store, Dunham's, and got all the restaurants, Applebee's, Cane's, this, that, and the third. Got is two high schools in the town, so it's like it's not like a terribly small town, but it's just like on the outskirts, like is where the dog food plant was, and then like the chicken plant, and then you got cows and stuff, cattle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Along
Yeah.
the way, that smell travel because it's windy. It's windy in Nebraska.
Like,
It's
and
windy.
I know it gets worse in the winter though, especially the wind.
Man, it's crazy. We didn't. The weather been so like I want to say around like May and June, we had like two tornadoes, like which is crazy. Like there's never been tornadoes since I've been out here until this past year. So it's like two tornadoes, tear through Omaha because I'm living in Omaha now,
Right.
and then like Augusta going through the hurricane. It's just like I don't know. It's like family can't get a break for like the weather is it's not terrible, but the snow. I've been in one like little small like blizzard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like it flooded because once all that snow melt, it's just nothing but water.
Right.
So yeah, there was a lot of flooding and stuff like that too. But yeah, it get cold, man. Like below zero. Like I'm talking about like when your eyes start watering, it'll freeze just by
Dang.
walking outside.
Dang. Nah.
Yeah, it
Nah,
get
bro.
that cold. It get that cold.
Nah, gang. You got that on lock, bro. I'm perfectly comfortable in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool, until when I graduate in May, when God elevates me to a new job, I'll worry about that then. But now I'm good in good old Athens, Georgia. I'm
Oh
totally
yeah.
fine, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Um, so what was your first experience? Like, how did you like talk about your first experiences in playing, basketball for Midland? Like, how was that? Uh, how was that? How did you have to adjust from being kind of like you were one of the leaders of the basketball team from
Mhm.
Augusta and coming into Nebraska, coming into Midland, having to learn a whole new system of basketball?
Yeah, it honestly was kind of a tough adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Because you come in there and it's like you're vocal because I've always been like vocal. Like I'm, what I'm saying, leading, telling guys, good job, do this, good job, this, that, and the third. So it was definitely different because obviously the team already has leaders, so
Right.
you got to understand where your place is at the time. But honestly, I didn't even play that much my freshman year.
Really?
I didn't even play that much my freshman year. We had some transfers and some freshmen who played above me. And it's always I've always felt like that freshman year I definitely could have got some minutes for sure. But you know what I'm saying? I just just got it's one of those things where you just kind of got to grind. Like I knew it wasn't gonna be easy when I got there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's college basketball. No matter where where you go, it's still college basketball. So yeah, it was a tough transition. The game wasn't like a fast break game at first because you got a lot of teams like the GPAC is probably the best NAIA conference in the country, and
Hmm.
that's the conference that we were playing in. And yeah, they play in transition, but they don't play in transition to get layups, bro. It's like they getting shots up, like they're getting
Right.
threes. I'm in a conference where everybody down there can shoot, so it's like you got to guard. Like there was no like not playing defense because everybody can shoot. Like you got to guard coming off ball screens, down screen. Like you got to guard. So it was definitely a different adjustment. Um, as far as my game on offense, I had to adjust because I wasn't no 3-point shooter in high school. My game was mid range, like mid range and get into the basket. So
Pure. It was green light every time.
yeah, the mid. That's what I'm saying. The midi is my thing, bro. Like that's one thing I can say. Like I really like put an emphasis on perfecting for sure. And it's crazy though because when I got out here, bro, the coach didn't want me shooting mid ranges at all.
Really?
No mid range. Hey, come to a 2-footed stop. Either score it at the basket or kick it out. He hated mid range. Hated it.
Well, did he have players on the team that did that already or no?
Bro, nobody shot mid range. Like it was literally like it was kind of just like me for real. Like that shot mid range because everybody's shooting threes.
Right.
Before, like what I'm saying, I'm 5'9", bro. I'm 5'9", like, and like it's different in college because like obviously in high school, like we didn't really play that many, 6'7" guys. But now I'm in college, like I'm the shortest player on the court every team we play.
Hmm.
So like I have to guard higher, and then like I'm obviously I have to be able to elevate and get off my shot and get layups. But mid range was that always comes easy to me, and so like just being able to create space and shooting the mid range, like that's how I create space to where I can elevate and shoot my shot without it getting blocked.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, obviously I'm gonna get to the basket, like I'm able to finish and things like that. But it was an adjustment because normally I never really came to stops. Like I was dribbling off the dribble, I'm kicking to Eric or Nick, or I'm going to score it. So it was adjustment because I'm no longer a scorer. I'm a role player now.
Mm.
So that was kind of the adjustment that I had to get into. Like you're not one of those guys now. Like you're bottom of the food chain. So
But I think you were in a unique position though, because even though you were at the bottom of the food chain, or no, I wouldn't say that, but even though you were the new guy, you still had a game where you could actually be a starter in your first year. So, like, did you did you come into Midland? And I have my preconceived notions because I do believe
mhm.
that you did. But did you come into Midland thinking that, okay, I'm gonna be a starter? I'm going to I may have to tweak my game just a little bit because I'm playing in a different set of basketball, a different system of basketball. But did you ever come into did you, when you came to Midland, did you think to yourself, "Oh, look, I'm gonna be maybe not that guy, but I'm not gonna be that guy that doesn't get any minutes."
No, for sure. Yeah, that's the mindset you gotta come in with, or you get kicked to the curb really quick.
Mm,
And the whole notion of you not coming ready to play and you getting kicked off the team is very true. Like there were a couple guys that they quit or coach wasn't messing with them no more. So it's just like you got to come in ready to play. So it was definitely, yeah, for sure. I came in like thinking I was gonna play for sure.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
no.
mindset I always have.
So what did you learn? Because I don't want to call you a bench player because you're not. You are.
Yeah.
Like, cause I can say this because I've seen you play. Like
Mhm.
any team, and you say you're the shortest person on the court. That may be true, but Allen Iverson was the shortest person on the court, and you see how he ended up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what was something? But in that time, what was something that you learned about yourself as a person, having to take that backseat role, having to adjust to, okay, even though I know my talents, I know my ability to put the ball into the court, I'm sorry, into the basket. I
Mhm.
know my abilities, but I'm going to be humble. I'm going to wait my turn. What was something that you learned about yourself in that process?
kind of to be honest, the kind of the humble aspect and waiting my turn, like I learned to control my emotions because like my attitude going into it, like I was really believing headstrong that I should be playing. Like we
Right.
weren't the best, like you know what I'm saying. We had a good record, but we weren't nearly as good as what we could have been. And that's like I kid you not, that's every year I was at Midland.
Mm.
We were way better than what our record showed. But I think for the most part, I had to check my emotions because practices I'm getting into it with some of the players that I think I should be playing over. I'm getting into it with them. I'm going at them. But it was all like good competition. Like that's just how I am. Like I'm so competitive, and so like if I feel like you disrespected me in any slight way, oh yeah, I'm at your neck. Like let's go. Like I want to play. Like let's go. So definitely say controlling my emotions, being able to, be calm. You know what I'm saying? When your emotions are high, that's when you tend to kind of, mess up. Like I turn the ball over, trying to do too much to prove that, that I should be playing. When it's not about proving whether or not you should be playing, it's about you proving how much of an asset you can be to the team. And I didn't understand that until like the end of my freshman year. When I started getting some minutes, I proved that I should have been playing. So, and that'll fast forward to my sophomore year. I ended up having to have surgery on my ankle at the end of freshman year. So I missed the whole summer with the team.
Yeah.
The whole summer, like they, played in tournaments, they traveled and stuff like that when they were playing other college teams while I was at home laid up with my foot up on a pillow. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was a really like a grind moment for me where I knew like, all right, yeah, this is I really want to play basketball because that month and a half where I had to really grind like to get my strength back in my ankle, my foot, my leg, just getting everything back in rhythm, my conditioning and things like that. So it was, and then coming back to start, like I obviously didn't start the scrimmage, I wasn't cleared to play yet, but to come back and start and have I had a good season. We weren't the best team.
Right.
I had a good season, but it wasn't about me then. You know what I'm saying? But individually, I had a good season. So I think for me, that was and like I still obviously struggle with my emotions. I'm competitive. That's just how it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where me and my coach in college kind of butted heads was we both were so competitive and we just bumped heads because both our emotions was really high. So that's just one thing that I had to tone down a little bit is learn to control my emotions.
Do you still keep in contact with your teammates from Midland? I know you said you're living in Omaha right
Mhm.
now. Do you still keep in contact with your coaches and your teammates and stuff like that? Like, do they know that you have aspirations to go pro?
Like my friends and teammates do,
Okay.
most definitely. So I keep in contact with a lot of my teammates from Midland. Obviously, we had some come, go, leave, and this, that, and the third. But yeah, I definitely keep in contact with my teammates. I do not keep in contact with a couple of the coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I go, man. They, you know what I'm saying? But they know that I had aspiration to play overseas, and it's just like, and it gets back to that point, kind of with Grovetown. You know what I'm saying? Not pushing or working to help. I'm doing this on my own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't have an agent right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to these exposure camps. I'm talking to different people. I'm putting my film and tape and stuff out there. So like I said, like it's just me again. Like I'm doing this on my own, and obviously I'm not letting that discourage me. Like I'm still training every day. Getting my shots up, lifting, and things like that. But yeah, just like it's just me
Yeah.
putting
No,
myself out there.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt you, brother. Go
Oh no, you
keep
good? No, I'm good. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna tag. I was just gonna say, like, I can 100% attest to what you're saying. Like, I see, your Instagram story, your post, like what you've been doing, man. Because, and this whole time, I thought you had an agent. Like, I
Mm-mm.
didn't. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So you're really like Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar Jackson don't have no agent. Like, but
Yeah. I'm like thugging it for real. Yeah.
yeah, man, like he's thugging it for real. Like, but you see, like when he betted on himself, like at the time he negotiated for the largest NFL contract, the largest contract in NFL history.
Hmm.
So what you're doing, bro, I see what you're doing, and us that from Augusta and in from Midland that you played with, we see what you're doing, bro. Because I know it's not easy to do that.
Mhm.
Like what you do, and like for me, right? Like all this, like the editing, all that. Like I don't got no team. Like I do all of that. Like
Mhm.
this is just strictly me. So that when because I'm learning now the importance of individuality, not having, not wanting everybody to do everything for me. But
Right.
like it gets to a point when you do get to that next level and you do have your agent and I do have my team, I will appreciate the work
Mhm.
that I did, the work that you did to get to where you aspire to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, that's crazy. I thought you had an agent this entire time, man. That's crazy.
Oh man, still searching.
I hear you, bro.
Searching.
I hear you, man. So I wanna so before we get into your career aspirations for the sake of time, I want to talk about one of your most memorable games you've had. That was when it was an exhibition game against Creighton. You had a double double, 10
Yep.
points, 10 points, 10 rebounds. What was that experience like playing against Creighton with a storied college basketball program, notable alums? What's his name? I literally just lost his name, bro. I literally just lost his name. I'm sick.
Somebody knew that used to play there.
Yeah. Yeah.
McDermott, Greg McDermott.
Yeah, Doug McDermott. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, what what was that experience like for you playing at Creighton? But also, you gave your teammates, your coaches, and I'm shoot even the Creighton a glimpse of who you are. Like, because the Manny I know like would drop shoes smooth 17, 9, and 5, something like that. You had a whole double double. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what was that experience like for you, bro?
Man, it was great, bro. Like just the whole atmosphere, man. Like just from, you know, going to the game. Obviously Creighton is a 30-minute, 45 minute drive from the school from Midland. So it wasn't like a actual road trip, but just, being on the bus, staying in a hotel connected to CHI Health Center where they play at. We walking across the bridge, like you could see the street and people are, watching you and walk across. I mean, everything was just it just gave you kind of a, D1 experience. Not everyone gets to, play Division 1 basketball. So it was no, it was definitely fun. Just the whole experience, the locker room, warming up, just getting that feeling playing on that court. And it's so many people in the crowd. Like no one's ever probably we have never played in front of this many people in a stadium. So it's just
Wow.
like in an arena. So it was fun because then you got your friends, family, like the whole school behind you. Everybody's at the game. Your teachers, the alums from Midland, everybody from Fremont coming up to just to support the game. So it was fun. I had a great time, man. It was good, and just being able to compete with like top tier athletes. Like Creighton was a March Madness team at the time. Like what's his name? God, I can't remember his name, but he ended up playing for the Suns. He was the point guard for them at the time. He ended up playing for the Suns. I can't remember his name. God, I can't remember his name, but just guarding him, like it was just what I'm saying, just being able to compete. It was a blast, and it was just too much fun, man. Just
Yeah.
didn't even feel like a game, bro. Just feel like we were just out there having fun.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. What do you remember what the point guard looked like?
He had like a little mohawk. He had a mohawk. God, I want to say
He had a mohawk.
God, I can't remember his name.
Mohawk. He played for the CI.
He played
Is
for
he
the
still is he still in the NBA?
No, I think he's G League now.
G
I,
League.
yeah, but he was on the Suns. I think he was
Uh
like Tyshawn or Tyson or something like that.
Tyson. Oh yeah, Tyshawn Alexander.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
He was on that.
dope, bro.
Yeah.
That's
So no,
dope.
yeah, it was definitely a dope experience. Got to throw a little oop in there.
Yeah.
Had a little play design up, throw a little oop.
Yeah,
So
I seen it. Yeah.
it was dope, man.
Yeah. That's dope, bro. That's dope. That's good, man. And the reason why I wanted to ask you that because I know that's one of your most, like I said, one of your most memorable games. You
Yeah.
you you put up a double double at a March Madness, on a March Madness team. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's really cool, bro. So I guess our final topic for the evening, you are you have aspirations to go pro, whether it's the NBA or whether it's international overseas. Um, you were a part of the Eurobasket summer camps this past summer.
Mhm.
Talk about what was that experience like? Being surrounded by other, individuals who are already pro and individuals who
Mhm.
do have aspirations to go pro. Like, what was that like? Showcasing your abilities and things of that nature.
Honestly, it was just another game, man. Like you just gotta kind of treat it just like you're out there playing, man. It's just like if you think too much into it, that's when you start to, make mistakes. So I just, I know what I'm capable of. I know my abilities. I know my strengths. You know, you just it's that point where you just got to kind of go out and do it. And so, I did, and I had a good camp. I believe, you know what I'm saying. So now it's just film, sending film out, trying to, find an agent, find a team that, needs a guard or something like that. But it's just you just gotta understand once you know like what you're good at, you kind of gotta stick with that. Not saying that you can't explore other opportunities to be good at other things, but when it's come down to it, like you trying to get a job, everybody there's trying to get a job. You need to show off what you're great at. Exploit the good things that you have to offer because that may be what another team or a scout is looking for. So
Mhm.
you got to kind of be yourself and play your game, and so that's kind of what I did. So.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Um, are there? I know you have aspirations to go pro overseas. Are there
Mhm.
aspirations to go pro in the NBA?
No, no,
Really?
no, man. That is a whole journey of itself. I see, some of these guys who struggle to even get overseas that probably that could have had a spot in the G League and they struggle to get overseas. So uh, NBA would be a tough and long road, especially at 5'9". You see Isaiah Thomas,
Hmm.
he was still trying to play and he's got. You know what I'm saying? He's got background in the league. I mean, that
Yeah,
year with the Celtics, Jesus, like he can play and he's still like, struggling. Like he said, they gave up on him and he still can play.
yeah.
And there's no roster spot for him. So the NBA that's a whole nother beast of its own, bro.
My thing is, I and when you said look at Isaiah Thomas, I'm like, yeah, but Isaiah Thomas led the Celtics to a conference finals in 2017, the first
Yeah.
time, in 7, 8 years, because the
Yeah.
last conference finals they went to was against Miami when LeBron was there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, or I want to say, or it was 2012. It may have been 2012, I believe. Yeah, 2012. But how do you not? Uh, this is like one of my last questions. How do you
Mhm.
not become intimidated by other players that you're playing with and playing against?
It's all about your drive and your aspirations. Like I'm a dog, man. Like I'm a competitor. Like I don't care who's across me. I
Right.
don't care who's on the other team. I don't care, obviously care who's with me. Like I'm playing for me. Like I don't like you're just in the way, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's like nothing like that doesn't intimidate me. Cause like it's easy. Like you like just like let's go back to playing Creighton. Like I could have easily been intimidated. Like Division 1 school. Like playing on this big of a stage, all these people in the crowd judging you, playing like, oh, they're not good, this, that, and the third. Like, how does that not fuel you to, what I'm saying,
Mhm.
to be better? So it's just like, nah, why would I fear you? You, it may be cliche, but like you're saying is you bleed like how I bleed. Like we both, you like, what are we afraid of? You just got to go out there and perform.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So
I agree. And that's not cliche at all. I mean, if you got it, you got
yeah,
it. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like we have a lot of people out here that are too busy trying to be something they're not. And quite honestly, like all 4 stars, 5 stars, and respectfully, like no pun
Mhm.
intended, because the show is called Respectfully, but respectfully, we know the work that you put in to get that accolade, but it's like
Mhm.
all that is out the door once you step on the court, because whomever is on
Yes.
the court, they're coming for your spot. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? They coming for you. So don't prance around. And we see that every year with March Madness. Like we see
Yeah.
that, these top tier teams get out so early, at the hands of teams that are D2, right? Like D2, or not, I mean, not D1, but like the lower tier D1
Yeah.
schools.
Mid
Yeah,
major schools. Yeah.
mid-major schools, you know what I'm saying? And so like I was at Kennesaw
Mhm.
State my senior year. That senior year was our best. That was the best
Yeah. Y'all made it to the March Mat.
March
Yeah.
Madness, yeah, and we played Xavier. They played Xavier, and like the team had a fat lead over Xavier at the end of the first half, but unfortunately, at the end of the second half, they came back and won that. But people fail to understand that the storyline. People ask you the question, "Hey, did you win this game or did you lose this game?" Like,
Right.
I kind of understand what that question means, because it's like,
Mhm.
nah, like Kennesaw lost that game because they had they had a lead. It was against Xavier, and that probably would have been. I ain't gonna lie, that our school would have been
Yeah.
turned for
Yeah. That it would have been
real.
crazy. Yeah.
We're in Atlanta, so it's like we're. I mean, okay, let me take that back. Where Kennesaw is in Atlanta. But everybody, if Kennesaw had beaten Xavier, everybody would have been in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Manny? Like they would
Yeah.
have been in Atlanta, not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I hear you, brother. And like I said, I've seen you play, and the level that, and I pray to God that you do sign with an agent, that you do achieve success when you do play overseas, bro, because it's not every day that you see somebody from Augusta doing something that they love, and they're coming out of Augusta doing something they love, and then they're putting on for the city, so to speak. And even though, like, obviously, like, for me, like, I was raised in Augusta, so I don't want to say that Augusta is my why, but I love putting on, doing all that I can, because Augusta was a huge part of my life. It is a part of
Right.
my life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like based off what I hear, that's how you feel as
Yeah.
well.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that's really good, bro. I'm proud of you. That's all I had tonight, man. Because I know it's still daytime in Omaha. It's nighttime here. I think the time went back,
Yeah.
but
6:51 here. We an
yeah,
hour
yeah,
behind.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro. Do you have anything else you want to add? Any comments? Any advice? Like what you got, man? You good?
Nah, man, just just advice for everybody out there. Just keep going, bro. Everything ain't gonna happen overnight. You gotta be patient, take everything day by day. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing that you're doing this podcast, you know what I'm saying? Just getting different perspectives from different people, on their life and aspirations, because you never know. Somebody else could learn something from this interview. Somebody could have, learned something from your past interview. So you just never know, and you could be a light for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate that. I
yeah.
appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. Like I said, I'm trying to I don't want to be that guy that, when because I do have aspirations, within sports media, but also beyond
Mhm.
that, like I don't want to be that person that forgets where he came from. So
Facts.
having Malk, Nick, and Calais, some other friends of mine Justin, I had Demarie on last year as well. They were one
Yeah.
of the first guests, and then a couple friends of mine that I went to Evans High School with. I don't want to forget where I came from, and
Right.
Augusta was a very huge part. As much as I say Disgusta, or as I did say Disgusta, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we said that growing up as kids, you know what I'm saying? And like it was Disgusta, but it's like
Yeah.
you look back and you're like, dang, God, this was Augusta was a huge part of where I am today. You know what I'm saying? Where you
Yeah.
are today as well. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for like I said, carving out a little bit of your time to speak with me, to share your perspective, to share your journey, to share you know, your enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's like I said, this world is getting evil and evil every single day.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm gonna have this up within the next week, a little bit over that. I did do another interview yesterday, so I'm gonna have this up as soon as possible. So I'm gonna take
Oh yeah.
take time to edit. But yeah, how would you like to share this? Would you like to collab on the post, or would you like to just share it? Because I'm still planning to do two. I'm planning to do two reels. So if you want to collab on one and then share the other, or if you want to just share both on your story, that is totally okay. But what floats your boat, bro?
No, we can collab. It's cool.
Okay,
Yeah, we can
yeah.
collab. Yeah, most
Say
definitely.
less.
And I still share it and everything. So
Say less. Say
yeah,
less, brother. All right, man. I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'm gonna have this episode up within the next few weeks. I will be honest with you. I have like 3 projects like within the next week, so it may be a little bit not. It ain't gonna be in
yeah,
November. I'm gonna still have it up by
yeah,
what's today's date? The 10th.
yeah.
Definitely by the end of next week. So by the end of 17th, no later than October
You
30th.
good? Take your
I'm
time, bro. I ain't in no rush, man.
okay. All
You
right.
good? I
All
know
right.
you got stuff going on. I know how school is, man. I just finished my master's, so
Oh, you did? Oh, what'd you get your
yeah.
master's in?
Sports administration.
That's dope. That's dope, bro.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you. I'm going for mine in journalism.
journalism. Okay, yeah.
Journalism. So
So
I'm
I'm proud of you too, bro. You doing your thing, man.
man. Listen, you gonna have to pray for me, man. You gonna have to listen, bro. I'm about to run away. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to drop out. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do
Man,
that because I promised
yeah,
my Dukes. I promised Dukes I'd finish, and I promised Grandma that I'd finish. So,
yeah, most
oh
definitely
yeah,
gotta finish. You already there. You gotta go ahead and stick it out, man.
yeah, man. Yeah. Once we get over to Christmas, once we come back from Christmas, then I'll be like, okay, now we good,
Yeah,
and then that's when I'll
yeah,
start looking for jobs and stuff like that. So I'm Gucci, but yeah,
yeah.
man, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep up the good work. And yeah, I'm gonna give you my number, when I reach out to you again, just to say thank you. Uh and um but yeah, but you got a friend in me, and I appreciate you,
Sure,
bro,
most
more than
definitely.
you know. So yeah, brother, I'll see you soon, man.
Yes, sir. Good talking with you, man.
Yeah, likewise, brother, likewise.
Sir, take it easy.
All right, you too, man. All right, guys. That is the end of our podcast episode featuring Emanuel Manny Bryson the third. I will see you all soon. You guys have a great evening. Stay safe. God bless you guys. Love.